Do people have wedding colors? Is that like a common play
Absolutely.
question? What's
Absolutely.
your colors?
Absolutely, and they bring
Yeah.
in they bring in their samples of bridesmaids' dresses, and some of them want that direction of the identical color of napkins or linens. So I think it depends on the bride, but I do think it's a big deal.
Like you think the general public, when they hear you're getting married, oh, what's your colors?
Yeah.
I think that's like an old time.
I mean, hey, my sister's getting married.
What's her colors?
That's the first thing I asked. Carolyn, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What do you think sets us apart in this industry? And when just say industry, not maybe, what do you think we thrive on or what we are the best at?
I think our product base, so our range, so just our volume, and our expertise. So being such an old company, established, we have so many people on our team that are experienced. The front lines obviously are important from sales and creativity, but just we have an entire team of people that know how to set up tents, know how to figure out things, problem solve. So when you have that kind of backing on every level, I think it gives us an edge in every way.
I would agree. I think the biggest thing is team. When you have us, you have a team and we're there to work with you and solve anything or provide anything that you may need, service or product.
Great.
Which then gets me rolling into, let's talk about chairs.
Chairs.
Let's talk about chairs. I
New
feel like
chairs.
I feel like every bride wants a chair.
Yes.
They all dream about it or to cover up a chair. One or the other. They either want to cover it up or they want to replace the chair.
Do you think chair covers are back in?
I don't know if they ever left, but I do believe they're getting bigger. Like they're coming back where it's not so
Chair wraps.
I don't know what the
They're
word
moving-
right is.
They're moving again.
They're moving again, and I feel like it's just one thing that people can save money on, but still elevate their decor or change the whole entire look of a venue.
Yeah. Do you think just more people are doing more decor?
This year, yes. I think this year is of people are going all directions. I think there's trends, but I think the trends they can be conducive to any style. Gothic, traditional. Like I think it's
What's your style, Kaitlyn?
timeless, Carolyn. Timeless.
I haven't heard of that one.
You haven't heard of Timeless?
Timeless.
It's Kaitlyn.
What industry
Tell me
are
more.
you in?
Tell me more.
Marketing technician.
Yeah.
What's your style?
My style? Well, I actually set up the
Edgy.
set, so it should be
So this is
kind of
your
representative.
style.
I like tables, chairs, and carpets.
I don't know if that's a style, Ryerson.
We'll
I
help
would
you.
say you're
We're gonna-
eclectic. I would say you're like edgy.
We're gonna
I
help you
like
figure that out.
antiques. Like I'm not gonna lie, I like the vintage style. But yeah, I don't know if there's like a proper word in my brain right now that I like. But comfort, like these
Right.
chairs. Can we talk about these chairs? Not
Yes.
to like throw the
They have
topic
a
off.
name.
I mean,
Do you know the name? Oh, you love them so much.
Kincaid.
She has a
Oh,
name.
close.
Oh, Cassidy.
These
are
are
the
called the Cassidy.
Yeah, these are the Cassidy.
in pewter, and they
yeah.
swivel,
Yeah.
and they're comfy.
As you see, as we're all twisting and turning.
Yes, this is not something I would recommend for any bride to have 150 of at their wedding. But if you're looking for a little lounge, this is the chair to go with.
That would
Maybe
put us all
along
to
with
work.
the Colette. But I want to pick your brain more about chairs, Carolyn.
Okay.
Let's talk about styles of chairs and the different styles and what the impact is. So I guess, if you had a budget, where would you put most of that budget?
Chairs.
Isn't that the truth though?
It is the truth. It's the biggest impact. There's so many of them. And I often think sometimes in our DIY area, when we're setting up, you still don't get the impact that chairs will have. There's so many of them. They surround every table. And so when you're picking and pulling and you have a couple of the chairs out, it doesn't give you the
vision.
scope of what the chairs will really do.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've seen that. The chairs, like our inventory of chairs just keeps expanding, but also the quantities of them, and like they're going out all the time.
All the time. I also think that the range of chairs we have is crazy. I think the color of them, but the shape of them, the pad color, all changes the look of the venue and either enhances your decor or takes it a different direction, if that makes sense. So chairs are, I feel like...
So what's the newest chair?
Ooh, great question. I was pausing there. Well, Carolyn, we do have a new addition. It's called the Wishbone chair, and anyone in the event rental industry would know what that is called. For brides that are just getting married this year, it is a low natural wood chair with arms that has a, what is that? What's the base called? Macrame almost type of seat.
Kind of.
I don't
Kind
know
of,
that
not
word.
really, or woven yarn,
Woven.
not
Woven.
yarn,
Woven.
woven
Woven,
something.
I like that.
Yeah, very trendy. And
Yeah.
of course, we have it.
We have it.
Can I say
Because
super comfortable?
Is it?
It
Like,
is. And my
really
arms,
comfortable.
yes.
So that's one of the thing about event chairs. They're not comfy.
Yeah.
But this one is.
But this is. So that's a big deal.
No
It
cushion
is.
needed.
Yeah.
It's, like,
No cushion
beautiful.
needed. It has the arms. Like it has a little bit bigger of a footprint.
Yeah.
It's great.
And one thing to be mindful of is its footprint, because you won't be able to get as many people. You still can get 8 out of 5 foot round, but
Can't get 9.
A little bit wider.
I want to test that theory though.
Yeah. we
Let's
should.
test it.
We
Let's
should.
test the theory, because you might be able to squeeze 9, but I think you're going to be.
Yeah, you
But
don't want
if
to be
you're gonna
pinching
be, like,
fingers.
Filled the 8-foot table. We put them at an 8-foot rack.
Yep. And they were touching arms, but not like when you're sitting in them, your arm, like it wouldn't be, you wouldn't feel like you've lost room. Does
No,
that make
no,
sense?
No. Yep.
Just maybe getting in and out, everyone.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Let's cut that.
Yeah.
We're trying to sell the chair. What?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I just. What do you think is the all-time classic, most popular chair?
The Chiavari. The gold
Which color?
Chiavari. The gold Chiavari is probably the most timeless, classic look that is a go-to for everyone.
It's go-to. It's
Everywhere.
not going anywhere, and
It's
it's
not
been
going-
like that for years.
Yep.
Going
And
through
it's
the.
not-
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you.
Oh, I'm just saying, like going through the wedding photos.
Go ahead, technician.
Oh, my audio just cut out. But going through all like the wedding collections that we get sent, like 90% of the time it's the gold Chiavaris.
Gold Chiavari.
And it's crazy, like you said, like the diversity of the chairs. You could have a very bright table setting or a dark table setting. They can really like go with anything.
Go with anything.
And yeah. I
And
think it
don't
looks
be
really cool.
afraid to mix and match chairs either.
Yeah.
Don't
Don't be afraid. Mixing Chiavaris with our ghost chairs or mixing the Wishbone with our Infinity is going to provide texture. It's going to provide depth, and
And it also helps
don't
with
be
the budget
scared.
a bit.
Yes, absolutely.
When you can focus on some really
Great
nice
point.
stuff, and then you can have a lower
Yeah.
price point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really elevates it.
Elevates.
But I do think brides they're scared to think that way, if that makes sense. They're not that they're programmed. I mean, most of them are only getting, this is their first time. But I think they are kind of scared to do that, or they don't know how to. And whenever I'm meeting with anyone in our DIY, that's the first thing I kind of recommend when we are dealing with larger numbers is mixing and matching your chairs,
Yeah.
rounds and recs, adding all of this uniqueness.
Yeah.
He picks a chair, she picks a chair. That's always never, I mean, sometimes that will work. Sometimes that's not. But
Yeah,
I think
it helps on so many
Yeah.
levels because you get such a great diversity and interest with your floor plan. And then you're able to save and splurge a little bit so that it can even out because it's not always feasible, especially with really large numbers, to do all velvet linen,
Right.
all the brand new Wishbone chairs.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it is.
totally.
But it's a win on every level.
I agree. Even, how do you feel about mixing chair wraps and chairs? Like, I feel like it could work.
So I
I mean, I feel like it has to be a big enough wedding.
was gonna say I've
For
done
it to be
that at,
impactful?
like bigger like corporate or charity galas where it's like some of the I don't know if it's been actual wraps, but we've used those covers where they just kind of disappear, and then
Yes.
the Chiavari is kind
Yes.
of the.
Yeah.
So
I
maybe
remember,
you could bring that into weddings.
maybe. Well, I do remember a wedding a really long time ago, maybe like 8 years ago. It was at Hall D. Christina McAnally actually was doing the install and takedown, and it was, I think, 500 people, and she had chair wraps and Chiavaris or something of the nature, and it worked.
Yeah.
It worked exactly like you said. The chair wraps kind of disappeared, and the Chiavari chairs just shined,
So do people
took the spotlight.
have wedding colors? Is that like a common play
Absolutely.
question? What's
Absolutely.
your colors?
Absolutely, and they bring
Yeah.
in they bring in their samples of bridesmaids' dresses, and some of them want that direction of the identical color of napkins or linens. So I think it depends on the bride, but I do think it's a big deal.
Like you think the general public when they hear you're getting married, oh, what's your colors?
Yeah.
I think that's like an old time
I mean, hey, my sister's getting married.
What's her colors?
That's the first thing I asked.
And what's the answer?
Black.
Black.
Oh.
Black.
Interesting.
And I think timeless black and white anyways.
Because that used to be like a no-no.
I know.
Asking
And
the
now-
colors.
No, black. At a
Black.
wedding.
Oh, I see.
And
yeah.
now black is like
The best.
the best. You want everything in black. You want your hardware in your kitchen black. You want your chairs at your wedding black. You want your napkins black. You want a white
You want
linen.
the black bentwood chairs.
Exactly.
You want the black cutlery. Black glassware.
I don't want to say black's the new gold, but close run up. I'm really into sports.
Let's say second. Let's
Second?
say second.
Like
yeah,
just second
sure,
place?
Sure.
Second place.
Not first place, but
But
second.
there's a word, a run up or
Yeah, like a runner-up.
Runner-
Yeah.
runner
Yeah.
up. There we go,
Just missed
everyone.
the ER. Yeah, there we go.
Good thing we're not being recorded.
This is just a team effort right here, right? I'm just doing my
Thank
little
you for your
chime-ins.
I think I told you about this, but my brother's family, friends, they went to the wedding at a fancy place, and all of the guests had to wear black. Every guest was supposed to be in black head to toe. The only
Really?
white was the bride.
Huh? I mean,
So that's what my sister wants to do.
yeah,
Okay.
Everyone's in black.
can't miss her.
Exactly. I mean,
What about
I'm
Mary?
definitely showing up in a white bridesmaid's dress
In
Just-
the back.
just to get a little rouse,
Just for a joke.
just for a little JK.
Yeah.
But I'm more traditional, so yes, I would wear black, and I love the concept of standing out as
Yeah.
a bride, and I feel like it's also fun, and it gives, for most guests, it gives a direction, and it's kind of more
Yeah.
less thinking
Yeah.
of what they have to wear.
What's
It's
hard?
funny because it was a big deal for my brother's family because they have 4 little kids. And so all like 3 girls had to be in black. It was like this whole to-do.
Well, I think it's funny, like because you can go to weddings and you know those odd guests that like you look to your side and they're wearing like the craziest outfit because they're like, you know, the wedding's a big event in my year. I'm gonna pull out my craziest outfit, and you're like, whoa, this is not all about you, but it kind of makes you think like maybe I should be pulling out my like craziest outfit for a wedding. But yeah, I like the color palette or whatever, like the telling your guests what to wear so everyone looks, you know, somewhat the same. But yeah,
For the group photo.
Group photo.
Yeah.
Group photo. I think in some cases it works, in others it's too difficult or
Yeah.
it's just not important.
Depends on the crowd. So I feel like the neutrals are still going strong.
Very
but
strong.
There's some of the bright. Like what do you think? Like
I think bright is coming back in napkins, but more importantly, floral. I think floral is very colorful right now.
yeah.
Very, very, very colorful. I think baby's breath is in. I think like the whimsical centerpieces that are all just different
Great,
color.
'cause I love bright floral.
I also too, but I think floral enhances any design. But yes, the bright floral against a white linen really takes that white linen to a whole other realm.
Yep.
So that's what I think about color. I think color is supporting pieces, but
Yep.
in a whole grand scheme of things,
It's not so much about like pink linens.
yes, it's more about your like your glassware, your floral, your napkin.
Yep.
So that's where I think color comes in. Where
What-
some people get confused. Some people come in and it has to be all color, which where we would come in and show them something different and hope by with what they're kind of providing and what we're providing that we mesh well and they leave happy.
yeah, yeah.
Colored glassware, bars, bar backs. What's trendy? What's happening? What's going out the door this summer?
Well, what do you think?
All of it.
I think all of it as well. I think back bars are huge.
I think the feature bars, the specialty drinks, cocktails, mocktails, you name it. Pile it on.
Pile it on, and then I feel like it leads into lounge. Like I feel like
Yes.
this all leads into a whole moment at your wedding that people can converse on a living room couch
Mhm.
and go up to a bar and grab a drink.
Yeah.
That they don't have to be on the dance floor. They don't have to be in with the in crowd or the big crowd at the wedding. So I think all of that is like all big add-ons, if that makes sense. Like you're
So-
creating conversation
Yeah.
sets.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many years ago, but I feel like corporate events really took a turn and started being more cocktail party, more
Mhm.
lounge, more cocktail, just a bit more laid back, and everybody loved it. And I think any company that went that direction never went back to a formal.
Mhm.
But it hasn't. I remember thinking that it would eventually happen in weddings. So I think there's a handful of cocktail parties, but I think it hasn't. People like a formal dinner, like a bit of a.
You know what? I was just going to ask you, what do you think about cocktail weddings? I feel like again, going back to like the chairs, people are a little, or not, was it the chairs? People are a bit scared of it.
Yeah.
They are. I mean, it's a lot to do. I think you have to spend a lot more time than anything, but I do agree with you. I think people like the sit down dinner, the dance,
the formal,
the shebang.
What are you going to have, Ryerson? You're going to have a formal dinner, a cocktail
party? Are you getting
party?
married, Ryerson?
Yeah, so I just
Someday.
announced it. Yeah,
You just announced it. Wow.
I announced it. No, I'm just
Be
kidding.
careful.
But
Too far. Let's try that.
this conversation just got my heart racing, so we're
We're
gonna
gonna
pass it.
divert.
But no, you know what? I actually don't have a strong opinion on it, so leave that up to the lady to decide.
You don't have any opinion?
You're in the event industry. You're going to need a lot of opinions.
Yeah. Oh no, I got opinions, but I'm okay with like just
Passing
letting.
that off.
Yeah, the wedding day. Yeah.
Yep.
Don't want to get into that.
Yep. Well, I think they both have their place. But I also think that there's a bit of, like, it's maybe a bit easier to execute a really great meal versus really great food at a cocktail party. I could
Absolutely.
be speaking out of turn. We maybe need to get a professional in to talk about that.
Right.
But I think you still need dinner. You want it to be glorious. You want it to be beautiful. And the easiest way to do that is to have a dinner.
Well, like if I were to get remarried, I'm not going to get remarried. Very happy.
What about a 10-year?
Oh my gosh, in Vegas at the Little White Chapel.
Okay, so that's your
Just
plan.
kidding, Carolyn. That's not my vibe.
It's more me. It's more me.
I would think that a cocktail reception, I think you're right. I think there's a lot more that goes into picking what you need at each station, what dinnerware, how you're going to eat it, what's going to be like, all of these things. You have like what I would say is like 6 stations.
Yeah.
And that is doing it 6 times, where a sit down meal is you have your main.
Yeah.
You have your salad or
what do
your
you want to
dessert.
attend? Do you want to sit down and have dinner? Or you want to attend a cocktail party?
I think cocktail.
Yeah, it's way more fun.
It's
Sounds like
much
fun,
more
yeah.
fun. It's not as, I don't even want to say stuffy because weddings are not stuffy, but
And then
it's just easier. It's more relaxed. You can go sit with
you're not
Aunt
stuck at
Barb,
the
and then
same
you can go
table.
sit with Uncle Peter, and like it's just.
No one wants to be stuck with Uncle Peter all night, though. That's the thing.
I would agree.
Yeah,
right?
Who
that's
likes
the
Uncle Peter?
Like he's so yeah. Anyways, but I do like that. It's
But yeah, as a guest, I don't know. Like I do appreciate a sit down meal and that is just 4 course. But yeah, like and like the speeches, I feel like that is all very fun.
Yeah.
But a cocktail really mixes it up. It's spunky. It has a lot of different layers and
can make it more social. I feel like,
I feel like it's more of it's just a party.
yeah. But again, like you said, like it's to each, like the bride or whatever,
Yeah.
the groom. They both have a say in it. But like if they're a spunky bride and groom that actually want to kind of have more of a party vibe, I feel like that's something like, yeah, you could like totally tell them, hey, try this out. Don't go the traditional route.
Yeah.
Go for something
Some
fun.
people come in though and they want that.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
Yeah.
They don't want something that is traditional. They want to think outside the box. And
Yeah.
But I do think it's more work. Now talking
I
about
do.
it, I do think it is more work.
Yeah.
And probably more
Much
money.
yes. Because you have to bring in lounge, you have to bring in stools if they don't have it. Like it's not just
It's a
your
whole-
ordinary
Yeah.
sit down dinner that most venues are supplied for.
Do you think that this is going to be a busy year? Like, do you think that the decline of just weddings in general is ever going to happen? I'm just thinking of like moving weddings into a more casual or a bit of a more party atmosphere and just like big picture, like so many people, live together and have their lives established and the wedding is just kind of a fun party. But it seems like there is this hold on the traditional aspects of it or like the formal aspects of, like you said, the dinner, the speeches, and that's all part of it. Again, I feel like weddings are going strong.
I think so too. I think
It's like an old tradition that we like.
it's an old tradition we like, and I don't think they're going anywhere. Like even during COVID, we were doing all of these things together, whether it was on video chat or Zoom or whatever it was. Right when we could open up and do outdoor events, everyone hit the ground running with all of those protocols in place.
Yeah.
So I really don't think it's going to stop.
Your sister's wedding.
Yes.
Are you the main planner on that? Are you
I wish.
helping? Or
I wish I was the
is
main
she shooing
planner.
you away?
I mean, yes and no.
She wants to hear.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, you will bow out gracefully, right?
Yes. I will try. I will try.
Do you want me to help her?
I don't know if she needs help. Like she does need help, but I feel like
Is it going to be a big shebang? Is it going to be formal? Is she going to have a party? She's getting married.
So I hope she does cocktail.
You do?
I do. I really
Just
do.
in this moment, did you decide
No,
that?
no. This I'm happy we're having this conversation. Her venue, I think, would be really. It would spark a lot of interest.
Yep.
If you went cocktail instead of a formal dinner in that space.
So what could you do to give it some formal aspects, or like to give it some certain, like obviously you can hush everyone and
Right.
call their attention,
Yeah.
but is there something more specific that can be done
To make it more that formal
to
sit
give
down
it
dinner.
some
Yes,
formal
absolutely.
moments?
I feel like a head table, having a formal head table for all of the bridesmaids and groomsmen and bride and groom to sit at while there is. That's what a head
Having
table
a head
is.
table and guest tables.
That's
for
what a head
everyone.
table is, if you didn't know. But that's a good thing too. That is traditional, having a head table, dance floor, podium. But I would also set up some tables, some full tables that people can actually sit down and eat.
Yeah.
So it's not all cocktail, it's not all lounge. It does have some recs and rounds with linens and centerpieces. And I would follow a program too. It doesn't have to be all just relaxed.
Yeah.
It could be, everyone is in this room. And I think one of the great things about my sister's venue is it's an old hotel. She's rented out the whole hotel,
That's really cool.
15 rooms. There's 3 bars, and they're all little bars. They're all like little Irish pubs within this. And it's very like, I don't know the word, not vintage, but very,
Scandinavian,
not at all.
Irish,
Very off track. No, it's
rustic,
Timeless.
timeless.
none of the above.
I'm just gonna be quiet.
It's quaint, and it is like
I don't know that word.
it's quaint,
Carolyn's
and it has
crying
like beautiful restored hardwood floors, and it has pillars, and it has all of these different elements, but they're all in different rooms, and we have access to all of them. So I thought
So is the venue, like, does the food come from there, or will that be outsourced?
the food comes from the venue.
Beautiful.
Isn't that
When is the wedding?
May 2025?
Oh, okay, we got some time.
We got
Do you
some
want me
time.
to be your assistant?
I would love that.
In white as well?
Absolutely. Maybe just like black and white stripe or something.
Okay, I got one of those.
You said
Hid it in the back of the closet.
You said 15 rooms though. Like, are
15
you
rooms.
Are you staying at the hotel and then that's
so
cool.
she gets 15 rooms, and her big thing was why she wanted to book it was because I have 2 kids, she has kids.
Yeah.
Her husband, her to-be husband,
Yeah.
also
Fiancé.
has like nephews and
Yeah.
anyway, so we can all stay there. They can go to bed, and the immediate
Yeah.
family can have brunch the next morning.
Yeah.
So
nice.
it's pretty cute and quaint.
Now that we know the word.
I'm looking. It's kind of like English, if that makes sense. Like
Oh,
English,
yeah,
like
yeah.
historic,
Historical.
yeah, historical, quaint, like an Airbnb, but kind of hotel. So it's a great venue.
It sounds awesome.
It is.
Is it here in Edmonton?
No, it's
no?
in Ottawa, Ontario.
yeah,
I know.
gotcha.
We live far away from each other. So I was, I don't, but I can't. She's not on board. She's not on board for the cocktail.
Ah, see,
not
this
on
is what
board.
we're talking about.
She's not on board. I feel like in her mind, it's not as traditional, or it's not as what she pictured, if that makes sense. Like when she has
Is there
pictured-
room that is there space at the place that where you can really do both? Like have a dinner and have a party?
Yes.
Great. Well, you both are going to get what you want.
I also think that no one's done it in the family or out of her friends. So I think it could be cool. But I also think, I just back to what brides and grooms can relate to. It is that formal sit down dinner. And that is what they've pictured. And that's it's kind of hard to get off track and then go into this more difficult planning stage of having a cocktail reception. So maybe a hybrid. I don't know what that
really
means.
attend many weddings as a guest. I
Me
can't
neither.
even remember the last wedding I went to as a guest.
I always joke about that. I was like, when's the last? I've actually never been invited to one.
Never been.
This is my first one, but I feel like I won't even get an invite. I'm just expected to show up.
Then they're doing chair wraps, and that's about it.
Oh my goodness.
Just kind of
yes.
stick around in the back.
Stick around.
What are you guys doing after?
No, after that, we want to.
It's crazy how extravagant weddings have become. Like, was just listening to an audiobook of from the 1960s, and they were talking about the wedding, and it happened at the church, and they had tea and biscuits after the church, And like the moms and aunties were at home and all the neighbors were cooking and baking so everyone could come over. Like that was the norm. Like it was actually a wedding and a time to be together, where now it's like full blown decor and you're choosing these specific chairs and forks and knives. It's wild what has happened.
I know.
And it just,
we've evolved.
and it keeps
going.
going. It
We
keeps
get greater and greater and greater.
Yeah. I mean, it's so cool, but it's also just crazy to think about. But there was a time when it wasn't like people saved their whole lives for a wedding.
Yeah.
I feel like the new casual is a Shivari chair, a linen, and some gold cutlery. Like I feel like that is your new casual.
Yeah.
And something bigger is like something a little bit more pricey in a chair.
Yeah.
Charger plates, golden, like the whole shebang. But I feel like casual, would you agree?
Yeah.
That is the casual, is a Shivari chair, a white linen, and maybe a pop of gold cutlery.
Yeah.
Or a charger plate.
Yeah. I mean,
All
I think
square
there's
pieces.
still stuff happening that's out of our,
Yes.
folding chairs,
Yeah.
basic linen,
But even
plastic tablecloths.
yes. I
Like,
do,
I think-
I
I
do
think
think that's
that's-
happening.
At a wedding. Serious?
I mean, do you think?
I do. I think that's happening.
Yeah.
I think it's happening.
I mean,
don't
not
know.
everyone's getting married at Hotel Mac downtown.
No, but I also think those people will come in here and they'll get either chair wraps from us, or they'll try to put something into it. So what I'm trying to say is casual is not really casual anymore.
Yeah,
It
compared
is
to what it was.
exactly like it is something still elevated.
Thanks for listening to the Special Event Rental Podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to never miss an episode.